So much. Hey y'all. Good evening. I finally made it, family. Oh, how I've missed you guys. We missed you too, CC. Hey, Charity. Hey, Shalonda.
Where the shit? Okay, there we go. I'm starting to feel more and more like an old man when I try to be online.
Yes, Lord.
All right, let's play some tunes, guys. Let's listen to some music.
Hey, Charismatic Glam. If you don't mind us calling by your real name, Charismatic Glam, can you put that in the chat?
I'm calling her charismatic every time. Charismatic said.
Shalonda said in her fat Albert voice, what up, though?
Hey. Wow, that happened. Sorry.
She's already said it, but she said it in text. Hey, Danielle. Right. Did you do this on purpose?
What?
Play the song about a liar?
It's not about lying.
It sounded like it. He's talking about it. Don't believe him. He's deceiving.
Oh, that is in there.
Why you turn it off and play you?
No, I just felt so like, and this one is too. It just feels so down. It feels so like.
Oh, charisma. Okay. Hey, girl.
All this was just so sad. I don't have no happy love songs. I wrote all these when I was sad. My boy AJ.
Do you gotta do that tonight?
Do what?
You going over there?
Oh, I don't know. I'm supposed to, but I should have touched base a lot earlier and said, "Hey, we still good for?" So we'll see.
Hey, Brittany. Hey, Bray. Tell Braylon when to kick his butt in Rocket League. I will tell him that. He's banned from the basement right now, but I will let him know. I don't know if I said it, but hey, Brittany. Shalonda says they call me Russ D-A-E. I think that's supposed to mean something. Is that in your song?
That was like my first album. That was the intro to my first album. Who said that?
Shalonda.
Oh my God.
Hey, Vera. Hey, how are you, sis?
Shalonda, remove that from your memory, okay?
Hey, Stacy.
Hey, Shalonda, this for you.
Yes, Sierra, always.
Hey. Ooh. This is for you, Shalonda. They know this was the underground hit.
It was.
I wish I had some
You won't be able to
explosions.
listen to your new music. You gonna play them?
Nah, this shit right here is a bop. This is my biggest hit.
That biggest hit.
Don't be talking over my song, bad.
But you're here with me. Thank you. I'm about to ring the alarm. State of emergency.
Stop playing with me.
That it took so much time to tell you the things that are
State of
on
emergency, my favorite.
Thank you. Brandy putting the disrespect on my name.
I didn't say nothing.
Yeah, wait for the beat drop.
Jay says, yo. Hey, Jay.
When 808s and Heartbreak came out.
Jay said, hey, it's the lot.
Good luck, Jay.
Hey, Ash. Jay says the whole album was fire.
Who said that?
Jay,
Good luck.
your biggest fan.
Good luck. That's my dog. Good
Jay
luck.
says, Brandy, you had to be there to see him do this album live. You know what?
It was a lot of people was like, yo, they'd be like, yo, that joint right there, I listened to it the whole summer. Didn't know what I was doing. Thought I was doing something though.
Everybody got to start somewhere.
You know? Make some little
I'm
bops.
just proud of you for starting.
There you go. There you go.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's go.
Did I already share it? I already did, didn't I? Let me turn this down so I don't be. All right, y'all.
Hold on before we start recording. Turn me down.
Turn you down?
Yeah.
Why?
Can you just turn me down? Grace, stop.
Now, you could have told me to tear mine down, too. I didn't know what you was finna do. They heard that anyway.
Wow.
Barack!
I'm okay with them hearing it.
My
I just don't want it to
eardrums,
be
child.
on the
Woo.
recorded session. they the real family. You know what I'm saying? The listeners that be coming, they don't
Do y'all
know
hear
us
this?
like that. They don't know us like that.
Sit down somewhere. We're trying to record. Yeah.
I'm
listen,
still a mom, okay?
Lord, we can't never be upscale programming
it
here.
never stops.
This is why we need a studio right here. Because it's ghetto over here.
Shalonda said, Brandy. Charisma said, LMA.
Turn my mic down.
Barack.
Eardrums just
the
a
parents? Listen. Wednesday is the day that all HE hockey sticks breaks loose around here again. So
Oh my God. Shalana talking about I still didn't find the one that was no, who said that? Oh, Jalen said he didn't find the one that was at Walmart. I wish CDs was still in. I would do that. I had this promo campaign where I was going to random Walmarts and filming myself, just putting my CD on the shelves in the new release section, just one CD. Like, yo, if you and Ipsy come through, if you and Jackson come through. And people was like, yo, I win. I didn't find it. Dang. It was like a little exclusive.
Damn, that's the best podcast. See?
Look here. Y'all family.
We real around her.
Look here. Everybody check in. We about to do the introduction. We'll make sure we shout out everybody who's rocking with us. So, yeah. You ready?
Yes.
What's going on? Y'all, your boy Russell the Fourth.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Brandy.
And welcome to another episode kickback of the What They Never Told Us podcast. Woo! Back like we never left, and the gang is here.
Yes, we have Charity, we have Charisma, Shalonda, Danielle, Sierra, Brittany.
Come on.
Vera stopped by.
Come on.
Jay is here. Miss Ashley Caldwell's in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany, if I didn't say that already, she here too.
Mhm.
What up? Oh,
Lakia in here.
who?
Lakia.
Who's Lakia? Oh, I didn't know.
That's her name.
Hey, Lakia.
Golly, who else in here? I think I got everybody. Yeah. What's going on? Hope everybody's well, in good spirits. You got something you want to say?
I was just trying. You said, well, what was that?
This is why you can't just podcast with anybody. It's just amateur hour here. Okay, you just can't never just keep the show going. I have an unnecessary bodily function. I have a hiccup.
I didn't know what it was.
And now we're spending 60 seconds talking about it.
Hey, Yvette. Hey, Wanika. We didn't. You could have just said, I'm good. I didn't know what it was.
It's
didn't know what
amateur
happened.
hour over here.
My bad.
Yelling at the children.
They missed that, though. You don't got to inform them. of
Nah,
everything
but they got to
going
know
on.
about my
How
hiccup.
you doing?
Huh?
How you doing?
I'm annoyed. How about that? That's how I'm doing. What's going on, y'all? Who saw the episode? Who listened to the episode? It was up on YouTube this week.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. We getting it together over here.
It's only season 4.
It's only our 4th
We
season.
need at least 6 to
We
get
still
everything
learning.
together.
Honestly, though, we got to rethink how we do our seasons
I
because,
know. I said that before. You said, don't nobody care about that.
like on Netflix, they shows be like 2 seasons every 3 years.
Yeah.
It's only we're in our 2nd year.
I said I was going to renumber them, and you said nobody cared about
That
that.
don't have nothing to do with how often we.
That's what I'm saying. It don't have to be like it don't have to be a season.
I'm just talking about how often we put out, episodes.
So you saying you want to do less?
I'm just talking. I don't want to do less, but
okay.
it's to be in 4 seasons in
almost 2
in
years.
1 year. Yeah, it's just wild. But I mean, you got to look at them other podcasts who don't take breaks in between seasons. It's literally like 3 episodes a week.
Jay says he listened. Sierra listened. Miss Ashley listened. Danielle said she did, but she didn't finish. She said y'all had me rolling. Stacy says, "Hey, I made it. Hey, Stacy, why you on YouTube today? Come on over to Facebook. Well, you can stay on YouTube. Talk to Charisma."
Okay. What was the episode about?
It was about why you always lying. Why you always lying? Ooh, you be lying. Why you always lying?
Don't mess up the word.
How did it go? It wasn't that one words. I don't know. I've probably only seen that.
I think I'm confusing the actual song.
Yeah, see.
But yeah, it was about lying. It was about lying.
Juanica said she tuned in on YouTube.
That's
I watched it on YouTube today too, just because I could.
We just got to move forward. It's a lot of shade coming from you today. I don't like it. A whole lot of shade coming from you today.
It was a good episode though. Danielle says tattoo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So let me say this.
I don't think we should talk about.
Let me say this. I am not for, nor was I politicking for Brandy to get a tattoo of my name on her. What I was trying to do was find the deeper meaning of what's the issue with tattoos. Anything that you love or think is cool, you could get a tattoo of, right? And it's not an issue. Your kids' names, all that. But all I was trying to say was there might be some thought to why one person's name is like, that's ownership, and another person's name is, oh no, I love this. That's all I was saying. But I know that might have been a little bit too much. And clearly we stayed really on the surface when I was not saying, because everyone's on there like, why you want her to get a tattoo? I'm like, I don't want her to get a tattoo of my name. I have never once, and I need you to verify this. I can't even say, babe, tattoo my name on you. Like, come on, get my name on you.
You've never said those words.
Have I ever asked you to get a tattoo of me?
I said you never said those words.
Yeah, but you're saying it in a way that's almost like I said it in different words. Like, have I ever asked you to get a tattoo of my name? In any words. Okay. I wasn't politicking for that. I was trying to have a deeper conversation about how sometimes, and this is really what I was trying to get to. Clearly we didn't land there. And it has nothing to do with how Brandy feels. But I think it's a thing about just our view on relationships in general and their fragile nature, and how, when you cement something, it's scary. Right. And granted, yes, being married in general is some sort of cementing, but they're all things that have exit strategies. But a tattoo is permanent. And the only thing we want to put on our skin are things that we don't want to regret. Scriptures, our first name, everybody's tattoo is like their first name, right? But it was not about a tattoo. It was about how the permanency of a tattoo is what's scary. Because if it don't work out, now I got this thing on me that's a reminder, or it's like a irritation because it's like, dang, now I got this person's name on me and it might not work out. I was just having a deeper conversation about that. Didn't work at all. But I do not want Brandy to get a tattoo of my name. Thank you. This is my TED Talk. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see y'all next week on another episode kickback of the What They Never Told Us podcast.
So Candace is here. Hey, Candace. Jay says, tap my name so I know. Hold on.
Tap my name on you, girl, so I know what's
there
real.
You go. I was getting tongue-tied.
In my Rick Ross voice.
Danielle says, yeah, that's where I stopped because Brandy wasn't going. Danielle says, but she said your kids, but not you.
We can't go back into this.
We can't.
We can't.
So,
We can't go back into
this.
this.
Y'all can talk about it with Russell, but I am going to excuse myself from this conversation.
But I wanted to double down on the fact that this is not about how Brandy feels about me. This was a conversation about how people view marriage in general. I was, of course, because we're on the podcast and it's just us two talking, there's nobody else to bounce ideas off from. There's no way to not make it personal. And I think that's where it got a little tinge of, But that was the thing about it. You know what I mean? It's like, and that was an example, right? Like the name, like even that, like, okay, not you. Should I drop this? Is this too much? Let me know.
No, I'm listening. I'm
All
fine.
Right. But like, that was a perfect example. It was like, well, I'll put your kids' names on me because that's something I'll never regret. Like, even if it don't work, like, I would still be cool with that. But your name, no, that name means if I put your name on it, I just view it as ownership. Now, tattoos don't mean that, but that's just stuff that we put on it based on how we view the thing or whatever it is, right? That's what I was trying to have a conversation about.
So, Sierra says, still in agreement with Brandy. LOL. Sorry, not sorry. Stacey says, I have my ex-husband's baby daddy, and he has mine. Any regrets? Sierra says, if you gonna get into it, then we are. So, bro, you may want to stop while you're ahead. No, he not in trouble. Like,
once again,
I just don't have anything else to add to the conversation.
Listen, once again, I do not want Brandy to get a tattoo of my name. I was trying to have a discussion about how we view relationships. Ain't no issues here with us. I do not want Brandy to get a tattoo.
I am taking the Lanithia Leaks stance on this. I said what I said, and I don't have anything else to add. So.
And it's just a reality of it. Like, most people because I can't tell you how many times, because I work with kids all of my adult life. I've worked with kids, and I've had kids at 16 go on a home visit from a placement they was at and come back with their girl's name on their neck, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh, why did you do that, bro? I love, bro. It's for life, bro. Like, she ain't going nowhere,
like
bro.
That at 16.
And I'm like, oh, you poor unfortunate soul. Like, oh, you're gonna regret that. That's not good. You know what I mean? So there are two separate conversations. Tattooing a person's name on you teeters on foolishness, right? The conversation, believe it or not, is not about tattoos. I think that's where the confusion comes from. I was trying to have a conversation about tattoos.
They get it, bro.
Yeah. No, they don't. Because Sierra here like, bro, if I was you, I would just stop because she said what she said. Okay, sis. Calm down, see? I don't want no smoke. I'm with you.
Jay says, I got Aisha autograph with and all I would do was say, see?
What? I'm cutting mics down. Because, ma'am, first of all, keep his business off of this here platform. Okay.
And Shalada says, it's a no for me. Period. To each his own, and there is a deeper conversation about different things that happen in different placements and all of that. I would just say that Russell and I had a discussion offline that I don't have no more to say. And then we started talking about lying.
Yes. Yes. Lies. I think the conversation, and I can't remember, I really wish I would have listened to not just our episode, but the weekly check-in that we did. If y'all remember, after season 2, we did these segments called weekly check-ins where we would just pop in and have like thought-provoking conversations. They were short. They weren't full episodes, but there was one that we did specifically about, is omission of the truth a lie, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we all landed on the same thing, like, okay, it's about the intent behind it, right?
Didn't that spark, though, from the I don't want to know conversation? I think we were talking about, we had a conversation about being with someone in the past and whether or not we're obligated to tell our partners that we had been with said person, especially like if they share space together, like maybe they develop a budding friendship, and now
didn't you say
should
no?
I come to you? Yeah, I said no. I said I don't think that was pertinent in the situation, and that's a global look, right? Not for us, because obviously I divulged and I expected you to divulge. But I think in the grand scheme of things, like there are people who don't have that same mindset, right? Where they don't have to go through the laundry list of the partners that they've been with. And so if you'd make that determination in the beginning of your relationship that you don't want to know who your partner has been with, now just because they share space with one another, I didn't feel like that then makes it obligatory to go and be like, oh yeah, I used to mess with her.
That's a quote from me from the episode. How do you get to determine what's a big deal and not?
That's not a big deal. If we have a conversation in the beginning that we don't want to know who each other have been with, then keep that same energy regardless of the circumstances.
But what if they start hooping together on Saturdays and
that's why I said I want to know.
And he can't figure out why my man is like aggressive, like, yo, fam, you fouling me kind of hard, B. Like, don't nobody out here getting to check the hoop.
That's why I
Why
said
you
let
been
me know
aggressive?
up front. So
Like-
if I ever have to share space, I know why she side-eyed me.
If I recall in the episode, that's not what you were saying. You were like, why you need to know? Why you got to know? Because you was like, you slept on white 10 years ago, so never going to be afraid no more.
But it was under the guise that, like, we didn't talk about that. Obviously, we had talked about that.
Yeah. That ain't what that was, but I'm going to let you have that.
Okay.
Let you have that.
I'm gonna take it anyway.
I'm going to let you have that.
I'm gonna take it anyway.
But yeah, like, so there's such a need for communication here, because there's so many areas where, like we're talking about now, where the person that you with might care about something that you think is non-consequential.
Right.
You like, yo, I'm not studying them. There's nothing happening here. We don't discuss stuff like this. So why would I think all of a sudden now you want to have a conversation about this when it's not a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Versus the other person, you don't know their context. They might have some history with scenarios like this where they were hurt, and they're like, I want to know.
Yeah.
But because you didn't offer up the information, now you being deceptive.
And I think it's particular too, like information that would just be helpful to know versus I'm intentionally withholding this information in order to deceive you. I think it's a difference in the conversations. So when we talk about like lying, which is what the episode was about, if I know something and I'm not telling you because I want you to believe something else, that's wrong. Versus I just have this information that I know and it might be helpful for you to know it and it might not. Like, now if you said, did you sleep with him? And I said, nope.
That's a lie.
That's a lie,
flat
right?
out face. Yeah.
If you said, did you sleep with anybody that I know? And I intentionally leave out somebody that you know, I omitted.
Oh, that's flat out lying.
Right. It's omission.
That's not
though.
even an omission. No,
It
that's
is.
like
I'm giving the lie and I leave this name out. That's omission.
But if I say somebody I know and that's somebody I know, yeah, now you just lying.
Like, I mean, you know him, but you don't know him, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can mix it, match it anyway, but like...
Omission is like...
I will give you a perfect example of omission. My first... Well, it led to my marriage. I wasn't married to him yet. He had got in a situation, a marriage by agreement with someone else, right?
Who you dishing tea?
Whatever. They agreed to get married to get financial benefits from each other.
Okay.
She lived in another state. He moves home back to Michigan. He's not in any semblance of a relationship with this girl. So he feels like he does not have to tell me that he's actually married to somebody else. It wasn't a big deal. They weren't in a relationship. Mm-hmm. They got married for benefits and they were about to end it. So now that he's in a relationship with me, he just left that information out. Like, I'm not going to tell you.
Oh my God.
Because, stop acting like you didn't know that.
Wow, how did you respond to that?
I'm not going to tell you because.
That's the best part of the story. You're going to leave out the best part.
But, I mean,
One day it's a whole episode. We did have an episode about domestic.
Like, domestic? Do not do that. Do that. I did not. I don't have no charges. Okay?
Next episode, let's get physical.
It's only domestic if you get charged for it. Thank you very much. Case closed.
I need a button for that. I don't got the button. There's no sound for that.
So, we got some comments. Jay says, I'm going to go ahead and plead the fifth because I got ops out here. But yeah. Sierra says, I'm for the kids, but not the hubby wife. In general, not for names, but symbols of some sort. And I'm mad you got me sounding like that. Oh, when you was doing her voice.
I'm sorry,
Jay says she needs to know if you don't want little shorty catching hands at Baby Bear, period. Because he know I'll fight somebody in a hot minute.
Why Baby
Why she look at me like that?
Why that location?
Shay says there's a definite difference. Jay says do not leave out the best part. Spill the tea. So we're not going to do that today. This is about lying.
Rushy did
omission.
that. I feel our teeth is all I'm saying.
Hey, wait a minute.
Oh, wait. You got to chill.
Whose side are you on?
You got to chill, Shay. Don't do that.
Whose side are
we
you
got to peaceably coexist now. Don't start nothing that we can't.
Whose side are you on?
But one day.
One day we'll talk
It's
it.
going to be the best episode.
You know?
This story alone is going to be the best episode.
I feel like there is definitely room for us to do just like story time where we just tell stories, because you tell the best stories. Like, even if they're stupid stories, like, you do a great job.
We can just call it.
And I got lots of drama.
We just call it Say No Names. Like, just
there was this one person.
all names left out, but these stories got to come out, baby. Look here. Yeah, they got to come out.
But yeah, that is a great example of omission. Like, there's a valuable piece of information that is consequential to the way we operate in our relationship, and you don't tell me what's happening.
Yo, Kayla, thank you so much. Kayla just sent some stars.
Oh, thank you.
You are the best. Appreciate you. We stopped the show for stars, y'all. We
Yes,
stopped
we
the
did.
show for stars. No, we appreciate that. That's love. Thank you so much. Y'all get some hand claps for Kayla on here. Listen here. Y'all get some hand claps for Kayla.
Oh, stop it.
Show her some love.
But yeah, so that's what I feel like omission is, right? You have information that is pertinent to the nature of our relationship, and leaving that information out to get along, just to get along, to not rock the boat, to not get in trouble, whatever the case may be, like, that's omission.
Yeah.
Yes.
As what's something that would lend to you omitting things that, like, what's something that would
In my relationship?
Yeah, not. I know you're not naturally inclined to do that, but what's something that would make you be like, should I? Maybe I can leave this. I don't think that big of a deal. Like, what's something that would?
I mean, I think as far as well, you said telling the half truth is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So because I feel like I would omit details. Like, I might tell a situation, but omit the very specific details of it.
Well, no, not like how you would. I mean, like, what would be the thing that you're worried about that would make, like, would it be like not want to have a difficult conversation? Would it be not want to argue? Would it be not thinking it's a big deal? Like, what would be the thing that would make you be like, maybe it ain't worth it?
I think it was something that would change the way I thought the person would look at me.
Okay. For sure. So if it was like somebody who you messed with in the past, I was like, I might want to keep that to myself.
Yeah, I mean, that's like feeble, because, like, whatever. But there are things that
You be
like,
judging me for some of my bodies, and I
judge
don't like
myself
that.
for some of mine.
But you don't verbalize that. You
Yes, I
verbalize
do.
mine.
I told you the other day.
That was because I brought up how I was tired of you shading mine. I don't know about you because I'm trying to figure out.
You made some questionable decisions.
First of all, listen, there was
Trying to figure out how you
somebody.
go from that to this.
There was somebody who we were discussing. Just discussing.
You changing the whole topic.
Nah, because it just hit me, and I'm still tight about it. I just need to know if I'm alone in this. And it was somebody who was like, I don't mean to be. This sounds rude.
Go
It's
ahead.
just somebody I would never be with. It's just somebody who I would never be with. And she gonna say, "You didn't do that, did you?" And I said, "What?" I'm just saying, like, you didn't. And then I was like, "Are you serious?" Right? Like, I was so offended. Like, yo, are you for real? And she was like, I'm just saying, it's something on you. Like, I don't know about you. Like, hold
You
on.
making questionable decisions.
I just want to know. I just want to know, am I alone in that? Like, is it possible for someone to, like, let you with to think that you was with somebody or accuse you of being with somebody, and it just offends you? I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was so tight. Like,
to me,
what?
it was a reasonable question given the context of the conversation.
Unreasonable.
Anyway, so yeah, I got to take a break. Go ahead, you do that. Somebody's asking a question on YouTube that I need to respond to.
You can't respond verbally?
I could, but it just go ahead.
We're on the podcast. You gonna stop to write on a comment?
Maybe just talk. You good at that?
Let the people know. Say, hey, such and such said this, and then
She literally wanted to know what the name of the Facebook page was. It's not something that I needed to announce.
oh yeah, but it's just the lull of. You said go ahead, and what we talking about?
Anyways, so Jay says, I feel it though, because I did this in the military and ain't tell the chick I was dating. Honestly, I forgot I was. Like, okay, so
You forgot you were what?
married. Jay says, my mom does it all the time, and Charity is just laughing.
Yo, Jay got like Forrest Gump level stories that be like, you what? What happened?
No, okay, so that was a
Imagine.
question that I actually wanted to ask on here. Have you ever told a lie so much or for so long that you started to believe that it was the truth?
Maybe, but now it's just the truth. So I can't say, like, was that? I don't know. No, not one I can think of.
I have two lies. They both have been exposed at this point, but that I told so much that I literally thought it was the truth.
Wow, me. I'm here for it.
It's
What
not
was
a
it?
wild moment. They're both when I was a kid. So it's
Hit me
like-
with it.
Well, so I told you about the incident that my mom worked second shift. So me and my friends decided to have boys come over while my mom was at work. And we did all sorts of things that 9th and 10th graders should probably not be doing. We didn't have sex, but we was just being nasty, playing truth or dare. And my friend wrote about it in her diary, right? She just wrote all the juicy, gory details of the night and then left the diary at my grandmother's house. So my grandma saw it, then she passed it to my mama, and then my mama started to go crazy. And I told her that it was just a dream. Like, and she used to ask me about it. It was just a dream. I promise you, I was able to call my friend and tell her, hey, if you see my mom, she tell you, just tell her it was just a dream. And my mom would bring it up. Like, and I'd be like, I told you that was just a dream. Like, I literally, for a time, forgot that we even did that because I lied about
That's
it.
when you cheat on me?
No. You just always got to make something about you. Lord. Shay says, yes, she has. Stacy says, yes. Jay says, yep, because I 100% marry her so she could get the benefits and I could live by myself. Then I was like, oh, crap, I forgot about her when I decided to actually get married. Tamika says, yay, got a new follower. Y'all an amazing couple. Love the topics. Thank you, Tamika, and welcome
Thank
to the
you.
family.
I lied about losing
Shayla
my
said it
virginity.
wasn't me. Candace said yes.
I lied about losing my virginity in
You
the 7th grade. Yeah.
Oh.
Went on vacation.
You believed it was the truth?
I told it so much. And I remember.
You forgot you were actually a virgin?
No, not that. No. It was, I went on vacation and I just went back and just, I was with this girl. I was with my older cousins, and there's this girl. We was in a room. We made out a little bit. But of course, when I get back, I got to embellish. So when I started telling the story, they looked at us and was like, and I was like, and then we did it. But then it messed me up because there wasn't no details. And I don't know about no details. They're like, what it felt like? I was like,
Was it red stuff or blue stuff?
that's the one. I told you about that. That was the conversation. But look, though. So it was white stuff. Red stuff, white stuff. Don't do that. But look, so it wasn't until like 2 years later when I almost was actually about to like consider, losing. I was telling my homie, I was like, yo, man, like, I think I might. I thought you already did. And I was like, oh, yeah. So I was lying, but like, I might really this time, though. You know what I'm saying? But I had just said it so much that I like believed it. You know what I'm saying?
Sierra said, because it was just a dream. That's right. It never happened. It was just a dream. So I need a brave soul to tell me the instance that, or maybe you can't, because maybe it's still a lie and the people don't know the truth.
Ain't nobody that brave on here.
I feel like every week we get on here and tell all of our business. I done told a whole story that's probably gonna come back to bite me in my butt, and somebody else need to spill the beans.
Good luck with that. Good luck with it.
No, but we talked about like reasons. We were asking me reasons to be deceitful, and I think there are a lot of reasons to lie, right? I don't think
Good.
there are a lot of excuses for lying, but there are a lot of reasons to lie. You can lie because you truly don't want to hurt somebody's feelings.
I'm pretty sure everybody has a reasoning.
Right.
Yeah.
There are a lot of reasons to lie. I think what people try to do is take reasons and make them excuses.
There's no good reason
And
to lie.
there's no excuse for lying. Like, you may have a valid reason in your head of why you lie, but it doesn't excuse the lie.
Yeah.
And it begs to talk about like how hard it is to tell some people the truth.
I think the worst fear of like people telling the truth is what they fear the truth is going to do to the relationship, right? Like, if I tell you this, what will it do to the relationship? In most of the worst case scenarios, is it going to make us have a difficult conversation? Is it going to make us argue? Are you going to hear this and change the way you see me? Are you going to want to break up? But the truth is, and I can't remember where I heard this from, but it hit me like a weight because it was something I wrestled with, was if your relationship cannot handle the truth, it is a telltale sign of the quality of relationship that you're scared of losing, right? The truth will never destroy a relationship, but it will expose the relationship. It will expose the quality of the relationship. So if I can't tell you my truth, whether that's, hey, I made a mistake, or whether that's, hey, man, when I was out to eat, I saw an old girlfriend. We were having conversation when I was at the bar. We had a couple. I was having drinks. She was there talking to me. Your friend walked in.
A lot of details.
I'm making up a scenario.
Oh, okay.
Can you not step on this? But like, you know, your friend walked in, saw me. I promise you it wasn't nothing, blah, 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 whatever. But a lot of times we're so scared of what it'll do to a relationship. The truth is, if you can't tell your partner, your soulmate, the person you chose to do life with, the truth, it makes you question, or should question, what is the value of this relationship, and what type of foundation do we have that I feel like I can't say this without it ruining the relationship.
I agree. I mean, was a house built on lies will never stand, or whatever. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship that's predicated on lies. I believe that I want to come in knowing exactly who I'm with, good, bad, or indifferent, and give me the choice of if it's something that I want to continue on with. I believe I have a really forgiving heart, but I don't want to forgive you when I find out that you try to intentionally deceive me. If you made a mistake and you can come to me and say, look, this happened, I made a mistake, I forgot to mention, but whatever it is, like, I can embrace that more and move forward. But if 10 years down the road, I find out you've been lying to me the entire time and you had multiple opportunities to tell me the truth, it's harder to get over, because now I feel like our relationship has been built on that lie, when all you had to do was tell me the truth. And the truth is very hard to receive sometimes. It's going to hurt your feelings. It could hurt your pride. It can make you feel insecure about yourself. But one thing it should never do is be the reason why you decide not to be in a relationship with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. If the truth of what they did is too much for you to handle, that's one thing. But the fact that someone was vulnerable enough to come to you and tell you the truth, and you feel like, oh, you just destroyed me, like, right? What did you want me to do? Did you want me to lie to you? And I think that's why a lot of people lie, because they know that whoever they are with can't handle the truth of whatever it is.
Yeah, we touched on that episode. There's a huge responsibility, not only on people to tell the truth, but for us to be able to receive the truth and not hear it. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some truths that you're going to get that
it's going to destroy everything.
Well, not even that. You just might need some accountability. You have to you have to own up for what you did, and you're going to have to hear how I feel about it, right?
Absolutely.
Like, if you did something that hurt me, that doesn't mean like, okay, thank you for telling me the truth. We'll get past that, and you're all forgiven. Let's just move forward. Like, no, you might have to have some conversation with it, but there's a difference between that and you being irrational, or like, you got to be emotionally intelligent to know, like, okay, is this something that was deceptive, or, you know what I mean? Like, it could be something as simple as a scenario I said, like, I'm out to eat with my friends. We at the bar. An old girlfriend comes by. We have conversations, right? I just want to tell you, hey, look, while I was out with the homie, Essentials came by. We talked for maybe like 20 minutes because she was there with her friends. But I just want to be open. I wasn't none. But if you say, so you still like her, or nah, I'm just letting you know, like, we talked to. It's like, I mean, like, but why you like her? Why you felt the need to tell me? So it's like, it's got to be something, right? So now your stuff is bleeding into it, and now you got me like, I should never told you.
And anytime something similar or maybe even worse happens, I'm never going to come to you and tell you because of how you react.
It wasn't nothing. It's not going to be nothing. And I'm not about to have this conversation with you where you make it be
you
like
getting worked up for no reason.
Yeah, absolutely not. You got to be able to handle the truth.
So we got a few comments here. There are some comments, but I have no idea what they have anything to do with. Stacy says, I lied about my size. Shayla says, somebody thought they took my virginity till this day. That's messy. Stacy says, who all I mess with. Shayla says, speak it, Russ. That part, Brandy. That part. Charity says, own your stuff, take it or leave it. But at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. When someone lies to me, I feel like they didn't value me enough, to be honest.
That's real.
Charisma says, I can say I will hide something in fear of it being thrown back in my face by that person. People pretend to be understanding and then use the truth against you. That's true.
You spit like for real.
That's true.
Absolutely. I want to play a game.
Okay.
I'm going to play a game. I want to give scenarios, made up scenarios, and I want you to write down in the comments. Everybody has to participate. If you want here, participate, play the game. I want you to write big lie, medium lie, little lie.
What?
Is it a big lie, little lie, not a lie?
Okay.
Something like that, okay?
Something like that. You just...
Just say, you can just be like, that ain't a lie, or that's a big lie.
Okay.
But just let me know, okay? So I'm going to do the first one. While I'm doing it, think of one, okay? Yeah, you got to participate. Come on. Host the podcast.
This is your game. I don't even understand it.
It's our game. It's our podcast. It's all right. Well, you'll get it after this. Think of a scenario. Think of a lie, okay? It's the beginning of the relationship. I'm a slob. I'm just a naturally messy person. But it's a beginning relationship. She's coming over to kick it. So, of course, I'm going to clean my apartment. I'm cleaning up all the time. She says, so is this like you? Are you like a type person that say, I just like to keep a clean house? Big lie, little lie, not a lie. Drop it in the chat. What do you think?
I would say either little lie or not a lie, because that day you could have made the decision that that's the person that you're going to be. And
today I identify
forward.
as clean.
You know what? I want to impress you, and I know that
I just
you like
to keep
clean
a clean
stuff.
house.
So
I can't do the clutter. You know what I mean?
Today we are setting a new path forward.
But so if you meant it that day, then
Right,
okay.
it's not a lie. But I also think it's just a little lie that is eventually going to be exposed. Because if I stay around long enough, I'm going to see.
Mm-hmm.
You are a great example of that.
Yeah, especially if the person that you with is like, hold on, wait, what?
When I first came over your house, it was spotless.
You never asked me if I was a clean person.
I didn't, but got
Yeah.
a little. I was like, oh yes, okay.
Well, I used to clean for you, but then I came over your house and I was like,
I had a nice shirt.
whatever. Yep, jumped out there, got hit back. Look at you. I said, I'm doing. I was cleaning.
So we got a mix of responses. Stacey says little lie. Kayla says a little lie. Yvette, Stacey, Tamika says white lie, which is little lie.
Yep.
Shalonda says lie. But Danielle says a big lie. Brittany says it's a big lie. Jay says I second Brandy. Charity says little lie. It will come out shortly. Sierra said widow. I hate cleaning, but I will clean. I'm with you, Charisma. It ain't my thing, but
So do me a favor, for those of you guys who said big, since you guys are kind of the minority, I'd like for you to try to summarize why it's a big lie. Is it because cleanliness is like a big thing for you? So would that be like, dang, you were deceptive? Let me know in the chat. No pressure, but just write out your thoughts as we go. You got one?
sure. You first meet someone and they ask you how old you are, and you know that they're either older or younger, so you say an age that matches where they are.
How old are they? This might mean something. This might it helps me.
No, it don't matter.
That's a big lie.
Okay.
I think age is something that says mentality. It says things we both have compatibility about. We know the same movies. We know references to a time we grew up in. Eventually, you're going to have to tell me. That's like lying about your name. You 45? That happened. That was a scenario. Did that happen?
Huh?
Wasn't that a thing? Did we hear about some couple who he lied about his age or something like that? Like they got married and found out that everything was a lie. He had kids or something.
But it wasn't. I don't think it was his age, wasn't it?
I think that was one of them.
So the resounding synopsis is that is a big lie.
That's a
but
big
Shayla
old...
says it's just a lie.
No, Shalonda says little
no,
lie.
I think Shayla.
Shalana says, little lie. My husband actually did that to me, but I knew he was
Kayla also says, big lie. Somebody just did that to me. So Shalonda, I need more details. Jay says, big. They can be underage, and I'm not about to sit and do a bid for no one. That's a good point. Stacey says, people out here getting in trouble because men thinking a girl is 18 to 20, but they really 15
That's
to 17.
why I was like, well, how old are they for real? Because
Yeah.
that changes it.
Charity says, I feel like you can be 30 and act like you're 16. This is very true. This is
Very true. Very
It's
true.
usually on the men's part, but yes, it's very
Absolutely.
true.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I also think that lying about your age is a big lie. How so, whomever? I am very guilty of that. When I was younger
Mm-hmm.
and we was out here in the world doing our thing,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely lied about my age. And it was really hard for me because I always look like this. I always look a bunch younger
Mm-hmm.
than what I actually am. And I'm like, no, I'm 18. No. Just trying to mess with an older dude. So
Okay.
yeah, for sure. It's a big lie.
All right. We'll do 2 more.
Okay.
So you're in a new situation. You're not in a relationship, but you've been dating and talking for a couple of months. You weren't sure how the other person felt, but you started slowly getting closer. Okay. You're a parent. The situation with your child's co-parent, your co-parent is rocky. You don't see your kids a whole lot. And it's something that you don't like to talk about. It's a sticky situation. He never asks if you have kids. It never comes up. The relationship's starting to get more and more serious. It's going on months. And you never offer up that information. Is that big or little?
That is
I'll give a lot of nuance factors.
lie of omission.
Mm-hmm. That's why I was.
Great example of a lie of omission.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a big lie because how the heck you gonna come back from that?
You never asked.
It doesn't matter if you're.
It's sensitive.
What if it gets serious?
I mean, hold on.
How do you just be like, oh, by the way, I have a 10-year-old? Like, I know we get serious, and I know you talk about moving in, and I just wanted to let you know that my son bedroom is down there.
Let me give you the typical dude that been, look, I didn't know where this was going. You know what I'm saying? I told you from jump, I ain't want nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know I was gonna feel like this about you. You feel me? So like, I ain't even insensitive. Like I don't talk about my feelings like that. So like
that ain't no feelings. That's a whole baby. That's
it's
a
a
whole
sensitive
kid.
situation that, like with the situation with my kid mother
I ain't asked you all that.
good. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't see my kid. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
anyways, baby,
that's how it be.
it's too much.
Look at you. Then she got sensitive like I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was like that.
Charisma says that's a huge lie because why are you lying? Oh, she said about your age. Let's use your AARP, right? If we can get a discount, and you've been lying this whole time. Shalonda says when we met, he told me he was 45, but I knew he wasn't that old. He was joking about it. Okay,
Oh, Lord.
Shayla's. Everybody says it's a big, huge,
Mega,
ridiculous,
big, huge. That's the universe big.
red
Lying
flag
about a whole human.
and a big lie.
I didn't lie. I just omitted.
No, that's a lie.
Omission.
That's a lie.
She ain't asked.
Omission is a lie. Charity says, yeah, that's a big lie.
So how soon should you roll out that information? Is that first date talk?
First date talk is that. First of all, how do we meet? Like
Dating site.
I have kids. That's chat talk.
Now they had them chats go. You ain't never been in them worlds. It'd be, it'd be like swipe. What you doing tonight?
No.
What you do for a living? Cool. You want to hook up?
Nah. But I mean, like, if we're deciding to meet up, I'm telling you that you might not meet them. You might not get the opportunity to meet them depending on how far it goes.
That's a big part
But
of like
yeah.
you need to know.
Like, first of all, I'm a mom, so like that's gonna really severely impact my availability.
First date talk.
If you acting like, well, can you go out on Tuesday? No, my kid got soccer practice. Can you come out on Saturday? No, that's my weekend. Like, that is my life. Like, that impacts my availability. So if I'm just withholding that, yeah, that's a lie.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a whole lie.
You gotta communicate the babies. Hold on. You're lying about who you are at that point and had to lie many times just to keep it under wraps. Snip, snip.
True.
That's a part of the intro. Once you start getting to know someone more than a friendship, you need to let them know off rip. Yep.
And why you hiding your kids? I mean, I get it's a sensitive
situation
with your baby mama.
I wasn't hiding my kids from the world. I was hiding the world from my kids.
Bye, Drake.
What Drake said.
Bye, Drake.
Hey, the way he said it, it's like, oh man, that was deep.
Bye, Drake. Nah. Okay. All right. Stacey said, in my mind, you saying FTK. Yeah, for real.
Mm-hmm. Effing kids.
She says, as soon as you invite someone into your personal space. Yeah, I say even before then. Jay says, once you start getting to know someone more than a friendship, you need to let them know off rip. All right, so my scenario, everything has been like you first meet them, whatever.
Ooh, it's finna get real.
This is
big lie.
You in a relationship.
Big, huge.
You in a relationship. And this is for my ladies, right?
Oh Lord.
That's all who's in the chat anyways.
Don't do that.
What?
Keep going.
You are in a serious relationship, marriage even maybe, and he asks you, and you've been faking it the whole entire time. And finally, he comes out and asks you, like, when I do this, does it make you climax? Or have you climaxed multiple times? Like, he's asking you questions that relate to the big O. Do you lie? If he's asking blatantly, do you lie or do you continue with the charade? Or
did you fake it during the fact?
I guess we have to say if it's a big lie or a little lie. So you lie and say yes, even though you have not. Is that a lie?
Huge.
Big lie, little lie.
Huge lie. Huge lie. You don't know where this is going.
How does it affect his?
He needs to know what's working, what's not working. Like, if y'all gonna be connecting bodies and having a fruitful sexual relationship, the most important thing is that he knows what's working and what's not working. And if he's just out here thinking, I'm killing it, man, she 3 times last night, bro. The whole time she's like, I do not want to do that again. What's Celie say? I laid that him on top of me. Like, no, what?
So you say it's a huge lie?
I think it's a huge lie. You got it. It's so consequential to a huge dynamic of relationships. In the beginning, it might not be a big deal. But 15 years into a relationship, 15 years into the marriage, and you have never had an orgasm, and he's wondering, yo, we only have sex once every 2 weeks. I'm not having fun. Like,
well, that's not fair.
What if you're not enjoying it?
Have fun in sex without climax.
As someone who has been blessed with the gender, the climax is every time you have sex. That's wrong. That is the greatest injustice to women right now.
No, I'm telling you, it's the truth. You can still have an enjoyable sexual encounter without climaxing. Would I want to live my life like that? Absolutely not.
Thank you.
But
we're talking about someone who's never had it ever in 15 years of marriage. And let me ask you this. What is the gap between the enjoyment when you do have it and when you don't? How, if on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being when you do, 0 being like, what is the number when you
like like with us?
Huh? In general, someone who's
I'm saying like with us?
Yeah, with us.
It's like an 8 if I don't. It's
like
8
if you don't?
It's like a 15 if I do.
That's a big margin. That's a huge margin.
What's the scale?
It was supposed to be 10.
Okay.
So if 10 is the scale, then that would, by that margin, it would be like a 4 or 5.
No, I was just going above 10. I'm saying because it's that great. Okay. Yeah, like it's like an 8 if I don't, and a 10 if I do.
Yeah, I'm calling cap.
Okay. I still really enjoy it. Sometimes things happen and it don't get there, but it was still really fun trying.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We can't make this a long discussion because people are commenting. Let me go. In my mind, lying to yourself. The fact that he had to ask that far into it is problematic. Lie. Huge lie. Your mate needs to know what works for you. Shayla says, I tell the truth because I need to be pleased. Sierra says, that should always be discussed because we are consistently evolving. So sis was cheating in my head. Stacy says, what if a man can't climax during sex?
A woman.
Or what if a woman can't climax during sex?
Keep going. We'll go back to that.
All right. Jay says, nah, that's a lie. I had someone hold that info from me and they said it feels like rape when they have sex with me. Wow. Nip that in the bud ASAP and teach him how to do it properly. Yeah, wow. That sucked.
See, like truth is okay. How you say the truth is even more important. Like that was just
that's
to hurt somebody's feelings.
That's harsh. I'm gonna go back to Stacey's comment, and this is why we've been working and busting our butt trying to make sure that when we have the sex episode, we have someone who's versed in that we can kick it with. We're working hard on it. Don't know if it's gonna happen because it just takes a whole lot to, collaborate and coordinate schedules, all that stuff. So it's a work in progress. But I think that the number of women who literally cannot for some sort of physical thing versus women who have just come to the conclusion that they can't because a lack of knowledge by their partners. I think, I think that's more the case. I think most of the time women just come to that conclusion because they're with somebody who might not know how to get in there, or also it's a comfort level thing. Like there's so many factors when achieving an orgasm. So like, I think more often than not, it's just because you haven't experienced, you assume you can't. And I think 9 times out of 10, it's just a process.
It's not an anomaly for women to not be able to climax during sex. A lot of women require clitoral stimulation to achieve the big O. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It doesn't mean something's wrong with the people that you have sex with. However, I would not summarize that you can't until like you've had the perfect scenario. And in my experience, it didn't happen for me until I had connected intimately with someone on every level that you can connect intimately with someone. First, it started mentally, it had to happen spiritually, and then it happened physically. So unless you're doing it the way God said you're supposed to do it too, like, I don't know, he be unlocking some doors in my personal experience.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like the biggest deception in terms of my personal sexual education was where I learned from, right? Like when you're a kid, 9 times out of 10, especially in this day and age, when we talked about this, like the cell phone, you can see whatever you want, whenever you want to see it. Mm-hmm. When you look at it and you got these actresses who are paid an obscene amount of money to just look like they're enjoying whatever's happening, it's like, oh my God. Like you think, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. And you think because you're reenacting what you saw in a clip or a movie, that is what is enjoyable, or even in the fashion that it's happening, you think that that's the way it's supposed to happen. It's the biggest deception because nobody knows more about a thing than the person who designed it, right? Like if something's wrong with my phone, I'm going to Steve Jobs. Like I'm going to Apple. Like, hey, something's wrong with my phone. Because no one knows more about this than the person that created it. That is exactly what it is about sex. I have never had more enjoyable sex than when I did it God's way. And I tried it the other way. I'm not talking about just from what, like I went out in the world. I was like, well, you know what? I did it God's way and I feel like it didn't work. So let me just go out here and just strike out on my own. And I mean, the body's designed in a way that sex is going to be enjoyable. Like, don't get me wrong. But I'm telling you, from my personal experience, it's just levels to it when you do it God's way. 100%.
Yeah. She said she get it. So we ain't gonna beat her up on 2 lives. We got her last time.
Stacey, we don't be talking about you. I just feel like you always, and I that's why I appreciate you being here so much. You say stuff that I know resonates with so many people, and I think transparency is such a gift. Like when you're transparent and you open, it's such a gift, and you come give that to us consistently. And I think it opens up the doors for us to talk to so many people who are dealing with that, because right now we have people who listen all across this earth, all across this globe, and there's somebody right now who is in a marriage right now and doesn't know how to articulate the thought to their husband, I feel like I'm not enjoying our sexual experience, or man, I wonder if I can even climax, or and it's a conversation that needs to be had. So long-winded way of saying thank you.
I will shout it from the rooftop that I was one of those women. I came into this relationship saying it's not possible for me to climax that way. Like, I've accepted it. We're good. And then it happened. I think it just has to be, there's a myriad of factors that go into it, but I wouldn't just blanketly say you can't. Just keep trying.
Yeah, I'm really him is the moral of the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to.
We're not doing that.
She told me that. I'm like, yo, challenge accepted. Yo, say less.
We're not doing that.
Oh, you can't?
Sorry.
Okay. I'm just lighten it up. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to read your comments here before you delete it. She says, it's still fun, but best believe that I'm thinking like, nah. She said, LOL, I'll finish later. Shayla says, I'm going to go get mine. Hey, Khadijah, what's up? Shayla says, you do have to connect with a person as well as communicating with your partner, which is very, very, very true. Desiree says, I agree with what Russ. Many women do not know their bodies. Knowing yourself is key to letting others learn your body. Facts. It was the look directly into the camera of confirmation by Brandy for me. Jay says you can correct them during the act. Just do it in a sexy voice.
Yeah, not for real. Yeah, don't step past that.
I'm not
that in the moment is really dope, and it's sexy. A lot of times it's just like, hey man, do it like this or slow down. It's like like when you do it like it's like, oh okay, yeah, like you know what I mean.
I think what it does is just show that I'm into it just as much as you're into it. I want to get out of it as much as you're getting out of it, and I want it to be enjoyable for everybody. So like I will teach you. I'm gonna teach you how to make love to me so that I'm not yearning for something from somebody else or getting pulled away in another direction because I'm unsatisfied. So like, take instruction.
Mm-hmm.
I will do the same, and let's make this a bang up time for everybody.
That part. And fellas, it's 2023. Y'all gotta stop being intimidated by bringing apparatuses in the bedroom. It's no knock to you. It's no slight to you. They literally have artificial intelligence that can make Drake sound like Shirley Caesar. Like they can make Shirley Caesar sing Drake songs. Like they have cars that drive themselves. They're coming up with a lot of amazing stuff in the world of creation, and it doesn't stop at the bedroom. There's so many things that you could bring in to help get it popping.
All I'm going to say is a rose is still a rose. Baby girl.
The words to that song will never be the same. Baby girl, you hold the power. That is sick.
Get you one and have some fun.
I am really upset what you just did to Aretha Franklin. Like, I'm trying to move forward, but I'm really upset what you just did to Aretha.
All I'm saying is get you one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it.
But I will say this, though. You got to be responsible with stuff like something like that. You can get so caught up. And this is where I'm talking about being responsible with stuff. And we need to have a full episode about.
We talked about that the other day about, I'm sorry.
Thank you. So if you're sorry, don't cut me off. I was literally about to say what you cut me off to say. A whole episode about us managing your sexual habits, your sexual desires, because we touched on this, and it's something we're going to unpack in the future soon here, because I think it's going to be a really valuable episode. But you can get so caught up in the shortcut that it takes you away from the journey of what's most fulfilling, right? Like the example I would do is like the dude who gets used to the fast money, and because of that, he gets so hooked onto the fast money that he loses the ability to acquire wealth that can't be taken away, that doesn't put him at risk of being pulled away from his family because he's addicted to fast money. It's the same way in the sexual realm where I know I can achieve an orgasm this way. It's easy. So you'll just handle mediocre sex. And then when it's over with, I'll just grab my rose, go over here, handle my business. And you're cheating yourself from doing it in the way that's the most fulfilling because you're taking a shortcut. So I would say don't have that as your full and only sexual practice. Incorporate it. Bring it into your marital bed. Use it with your spouse and get the full bang out of it. But don't just take that rose and go solo, because then it's gonna be like, I'm good on you. Take out the trash, do the dishes, pick the kids up from school, fix the doorknob.
I'll be in the bathroom.
That's all I need you here for. I don't need you here for the sex. We got that covered. Or you'll just be waiting for it to be over with so you can just, have your own personal sex. Sex is meant to be a shared experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to say that. I was just going to say that a lot of times, especially when we come here, because y'all nasty, we end up talking about sex. And I get it, but for us, we usually try to compact everything into one sex episode.
Mm-hmm.
And sex is so much bigger than that. And almost everything that we touch on, there's a component of that. So what we talked about is just breaking out pieces of that. One is what Russell said about managing your desires. That we can talk about it in multiple episodes. I see everybody talking about next episode. But we can break that out in multiple episodes and just talk about different facets of that. So yes, I was talking about bringing Miss Rose into your situation. I need to find out who made that and send them a thank you card.
Okay.
It's
a lot.
Jay is telling you where you can go get them if you live locally. They ain't paying us, so I'm not giving them no shout out. Eva says, right. Shayla says that Rose can make you feel like you don't need a man, but God has other plans. Yeah, it's a heightener. It's not a replacement. Stacey says, well, I'll save my questions for that segment. Khadijah says, not a thank you card. Yes. Brandy thinking about it. I was for a second. I had a flashback. I love you.
Love you too. Then you have your moment. Do you think?
No, we good. I'm good.
Y'all crazy. Yes, enhancement, not replacement. Mm-hmm. That is a wonderful statement. I think it's the perfect way to summarize what we're talking about. You want something that enhances the experience, not replaces the experience, right? And there's you can feel when your partner's not present. You can feel when you're having sex and the other person is just there while you're having it.
Not everybody even cares.
It's true, but that don't mean they don't feel it. But they might not care, but I think that there's a scripture that says, to a hungry man, bitter meat tastes sweet. Mm-hmm. So if I'm sexually deprived, I'm not going to care. I'm just meeting my need. But I would say in both regards, both people are cheating themselves from the fullness of that experience. Because, yeah, you might not care, but you will definitely notice a difference when she's fully present, engaged with you, and y'all are, participating and acting in a way that it was designed to be participated in. It's a big difference. So, yeah, he might not care, but I'm pretty sure if he could choose the type of intimacy that he has or she has, they would choose the one where we both are enjoying ourselves and not just me.
Thank you so much. We had a comment sent to us earlier. It was a question, and I remembered that I have to go back to that. So it says, okay, I understand omitting information when in a relationship, but what if someone who claims they're loyal to you is omitting information? Does that make it a lie as well? Does that bring their loyalty into question?
Read the full thing again.
So I understand omitting information when in a relationship, but what if it's someone who just claims that they're loyal to you and they're omitting information? Does that make it a lie as well? Does that bring their loyalty into question?
Yeah, I would say if the information that's being omitted is information that's consequential and one that hurts you, I would say regardless of the kind of relationship, it does bring into question loyalty. It does bring into question the quality of relationship, because whether you my girlfriend or just my friend or a cousin, a brother, whatever the relationship is, if you're withholding information from me that causes me hurt and causes me pain, it exposes the quality of relationship. So I would say yes, for sure.
I do think there's a level of my kids, right? They don't need to know certain pieces of information, right? So I would say it's not a lie in the fact of protection when it's not in a romantic relationship. So let's say it's my best friend. Maybe something's happening outside that I'm handling, that I'm trying to protect them from because I know they're in a fragile space. So I'm not even bringing it to them because it's going to make their current situation worse, right? I can take care of it. I can handle it. And then when it's done, I may say something. But to me, like, anytime you, like Russell said, if you're withholding information with the intention on deceiving someone, it's a lie. And yes, it would make me question my loyalty to the person that's doing that.
Absolutely.
Especially if I already know. Like, first of all, I'm not the type to be quiet about it. Like, so why you ain't tell me?
Yeah.
Like, what's that? And they might have a valid reason. I just think that in a relationship, when you're building and that happens, it just, you're not building on truth and honesty.
I've had whole relationship dynamics that have shifted based on that very thing.
On not telling someone the truth?
Absolutely. It never came up, but it's something that I know that you know I would want to know. And I know you're purposely not telling me because you know and you're worried about how it's going to affect our friendship or relationship. So it's like, you know what?
Based on that, let me twist it just a little bit. What about lying for someone?
What do you mean?
Does that make it better? Like if somebody asks you to lie for them.
Does that make it better?
Like, so in your friend situation, like, okay, you're withholding the truth for them. Well, what if they ask you to lie for them? Do you do that?
To who?
To anybody. To their parents? To their significant other?
I had a lot of homies I lied to their girlfriends for them. Where he at? Man, he had to study hard. He'll be back in a minute. Yo, he answered my calls? Do you know? Will he be back? Like, I was supposed to meet him here after work. Like, I don't know. You try to call? Damn, that's crazy. He ain't answer my call. Hello? Yeah, he ain't answer mine either. It's probably something. He probably just got stuck.
Would you lie to your spouse for someone?
I wouldn't lie. What I would do is just communicate what it is. Like, for instance, if I had a friend who entrusted me some information and they specifically said,
yeah, we talked about
could
that.
you not tell Brandon about this? I don't want to see me differently. I would communicate to you. If it was a thing where you were like, what are you talking about? Or, hey, I noticed something's up with your homie, or what's up with him? Or what's going on? I'd say, you know.
Well, what if they ask you to lie? Like, I'm friends with their wife.
Well, I would say, I'm not going to lie. I would say, I won't tell, and I'll let her know that you don't want me to tell. I said, but I'm not going to lie to my wife, bro. Like, at this
if
stage
she
of my
asks
life.
me, I'm going to tell the truth.
Hold on. Is it about me or is it about him?
Like, okay.
I'm not going to tell his business just because you want to know. Like, it's like, yo, no, tell me what he did. I'm not going to do that. I would say, he asked me not to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
Of course. But he, like, okay, say he comes to borrows money from you. I think we talked about this before.
Oh, if it affects you,
and
for sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't, if somebody be like, just lie to her, man. I don't want to know about my business. I can't pay my rent.
Oh, this is a real life scenario. So look, I had a homie who was out. Now, this is some years ago. I'm changed. I'm delivered, and I would not do this in my present circumstance. Okay, so don't judge me. But I had a homie who was messing around on his girl at somebody's house and another girl's house. Car breaks down. Panicking. Bro, I'm stuck out here, bro. I can't spend no money. Like, she's going to see, like, She's going to see where I got towed from, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, like, I need help, blah, blah, blah. So, needed help. I had to, you know what I'm saying, get him out there. I chose to. Like, yeah, my man go out like that, bro. So I got him out the jam. Yeah. So that was a scenario.
And you had to lie to your significant other?
No, I told the truth. I told the truth. Yeah. I was like, man, let me tell you about this. Like, can I tell you something? One of the most underrated aspects of relationships is pillow talking. It's the best. There's no better person to gossip with than your bae. So yeah, so I said something, but that was a scenario where, you know, they were asking me to, and I definitely told them I didn't tell, but I did tell. So, I ain't gonna say nothing, bro. You good?
Shayla said you have to care and know your partner and have to please one another in the process. That's back to the sex conversation. She says the truth will set you free. She said I can't be a part of that no more. We grown now. Kendra Suddup Miller says, friend, family, or enemy, I'm not lying for you. I'm not telling your secrets, but I'm not lying.
That part.
I agree. Stacey says, so if you're with someone and they break up with you
in August
and they're in a relationship in September, and I asked them if they were talking to them when we were together and they say no, would you believe it? I probably wouldn't believe it, but at that point it depends on who I'm asking. Am I asking the girl or the boy I was with? But they don't owe you that. You know what I'm saying? Once you're done, they don't. And the girl, if it's you asking her, she don't owe you nothing. But that ain't none of your business. I want to talk to
They
her.
definitely feel. They definitely feel guilty though. That's why they lying about it.
I'd be like, nope, I wasn't talking to nobody. I met him September 1st.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, I wouldn't believe him, but at the same time, it would just further solidify why it was good, why this relationship was
Right.
over with. Like
Good riddance.
where I'm getting more confirmation on why your character is what it is and why you're not the person I should be with. So yeah, I'm hurt. I don't believe you. And thank God I don't believe you, because it's pushing me further and further out the door.
Yeah, sometimes we be missing God's protection in some situations. Like, regardless of why they gone. And don't
Man.
keep trying to run back, because God is like, look, roadblock. I done tried to pull them away from you. I done tried to expose who they is. I done showed you this time, this time, and this time. And you still gonna run back and bump your head. And it's just gonna get worse each time.
We don't see God in that, though. We only see God in the beginning of a thing. We only see God in the Genesis, because that's when it feels good. Oh, I'm so happy. It's got all these good feelings around it. But sometimes God is just as involved in the beginning of something as he is in the ending of something. He's Genesis, and he's also Exodus. He's also the escape.
Alpha.
He's also Omega. He's the author and the finisher. Listen here. He's not just the God of the beginning. He's also the God of the end. And there's some things that you don't see that he was all in the details of it, because it didn't feel good. But sometimes God is at work in the things that don't feel good, right? Like, there was a lot of times Mama said, sit here and eat these vegetables. It didn't feel good. It didn't taste good, but it was in fact good, right? So it's the same way God operates. He is just as involved in the ending of a thing. And you got to see him in that, especially when it gets more and more evident. Like, okay, God, I hear you. It hurts, but I hear you. Let me delete this number real quick. Erase this text thread.
The enemy done stole my job. No, God was trying to push you into something better, but you keep holding on to that little $15 an hour.
Close
He
the company.
25 is right around the corner.
Lay off. Fired. I told you to leave. Absolutely.
So Kendra says at this point it doesn't matter. Shayla says some things are a blessing. Kendra says that's why we're not together. Yvette says say that. Kendra said you preaching, amen. Stacey says it's just more confirmation for me when loyalty was always a high requirement on his end.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That part.
Yes. I hate when people require something that they can't give.
That part.
I need you to be loyal.
This
to
whole
me.
episode.
Why I'm sleeping with 5 people? What?
I need somebody with a high credit score when yours is in the fives. What?
I need you to co-sign.
I need a man that
We
makes
both
six.
can't be broke now.
I need somebody
agree
to
with
make
that
six
one.
figures. What do you make?
Hey, I agree with that one.
What do you make? Well, you want me to bring something to the table that you ain't bringing? Like, hold on. Yeah. Listen, this was a lit live. I really enjoyed this. Thank y'all so much for participating, kicking it with us. These are the best lives when y'all are lit in the chat, and y'all were that today. So we appreciate that. New episode Tuesday.
Yes.
Live the following Wednesday. I'm so excited because we're starting to get to one of the things we are looking forward the most to about the season, and that is our guests. That is our not interviews, but this is our group conversations.
We filmed one on Sunday.
Yes,
And it's one that y'all gonna love.
Oh
I
my God.
just have a feeling that it's gonna be 2 parts. I'm just saying that now because when we get with this person, we can't seem to just wrap it up. We be going on and on and on and on and on. And ladies, y'all gonna love this guest. So
absolutely,
this one for y'all.
it's gonna be. What you trying to say?
Unless somebody with an accent.
Oh my God, they really do. They really do.
Yeah.
Who was that? Where they from? They live here. overseas.
Well, somebody with accent.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's gonna be a dope episode. So set your phone. Remind yourself that when you wake up Tuesday on your way to work to check out the episode, pop on YouTube, and absolutely, we can't wait to.
And this is something we should discuss, but I'm gonna just put it out there, and y'all can leave responses in the chat. But if y'all would be up for a earlier live, so that the guests could participate in that, y'all let us know. He is overseas, so
It's real early. Like it's an 8-hour time difference, isn't it?
well, it could be like 3 or 4 o'clock. He said,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But we'll let y'all listen to the episode first. See if it's somebody y'all interested in chatting with real time. It's a wealth of information.
Absolutely.
So I think it would be really enjoyable if we could switch that next one to something
Absolutely.
early.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so much. We love y'all, and as always, we love love.
No. Sorry, I was reading the comment.
Yeah. We love love. No.
Because she said Russ do their accent. And I said, no. I just read it out loud. I'm sorry.
Listen, so y'all got to come to the episode, okay? Because this person, y'all, first of all, most of y'all who are out here who know me know that I take a lot of pride in doing accents. And this person told me that my accent was trash.
Like, not just trash, but laughed and asked him to never do it again.
But I didn't do my good accent. I was playing around with it. I was like, oh, I didn't know I was being judged. So I've been working on it. I've been practicing. So you got to listen to the episode to see if I get a redo. And y'all can judge for yourselves. Okay.
All right, y'all. You can do it again now.
Huh?
You can do it again now.
Well, first of all, my British.
No, not your British accent.
Do what?
We love love.
Hey, I've been waiting on this moment. I'm gonna go crazy. No, not your British accent. Dang it. I thought you was giving me the green light. I was like, oh, here we go.
No, sir.
Now you gotta lead us off this time because you just know that. I said we love love. No. Huh?